Project Origin here. We just arrived at the Historic Calumet Inn. This building was actually constructed back in 1887 and made mostly of quartzite block. We are here today to stay in room 308 and a couple other rooms that have known activity. So please stay tuned. We will get a tour of the building later to really get a chance to see what's all inside this building.
In the room, and yeah, there's music, and then all of a sudden 206 came out and said they were hearing music, and
So it's just sort of that area.
But they went outside too, and it wasn't coming from outside, like it was coming from in the room, or But of course, I told Karen and said maybe somebody was upstairs, but then it just sounded like it was right in the room. You try to like figure it out in your head, like it could have been this or it could have been that.
Right.
What could it have been?
Was it pretty loud?
Yeah. Yeah. But not anything like the day that me and Karen were in here, and the whole music, the music was so loud in here. I mean, you really felt like it was gonna wake up everybody in the hotel. It was louder than karaoke night.
Wow.
Yeah. And we were actually kind of yelling at each other. Like, we gotta get it shut off now. Karen's like, I know. You'll meet Karen tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was also going to mention if there was anyone that wanted to possibly talk about any experiences, we definitely like to possibly capture that as well. We do have like a little papers with us where they sign it, and it's like the same, photo and video.
Okay.
And they're okay with it. That works.
All right, we'll see who else working tonight. Okay.
All right, so. Yeah, because that was really bizarre how you told me everything just went flat.
And then 207, that room it used to have like a little balcony and everything, so I would imagine a lot of the dignitaries or anybody important would stay in that room because you've got a balcony overlooking like both sides.
Did you get any activity in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had dreams the last 3 nights about the kitchen here, so it would be awesome if we could get in there, but
we should have a discussion.
I've had 3 nights in a row.
I think it's more than just being haunted. I don't know. Yeah.
So like once everything's shut down for the night, would we be able to get in there and check it out?
Awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you, Ruby.
Thank you so much. Yeah, 3 nights in a row, dreaming about your kitchen. So.
What's it look like?
Are you cooking? What are you cooking?
I'm not cooking anything.
Something.
Doors are flying open. Doors keep flying open in the kitchen. In the
So
dream.
do we want to go drop our stuff off and then
Come back down.
meet back here and
Crown Royal.
Is it okay to film you?
Yeah, I don't care Okay.
I'm not gonna say nothing though.
Where was the bottle?
It was Southern Comfort bottle right here. Crown tipped over and then it went across. And these two bottles stayed and it landed on the floor right here.
Yeah, we saw that then and we thought, wow, that's really bizarre how it just dropped like that.
So is that why you don't put that Southern Comfort bottle next to it anymore?
What's that?
No, it was the Southern Comfort it knocked out.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, because it went like this.
Yeah.
I mean, you really have to, there's no shaking up here. You went like this, and then it turned around and came back.
Well, that's a pretty low centered bottle too.
And if you look at them, everybody keeps talking about like, you know, maybe there was something being rattled around or maybe the shelf was wet. That shelf was never wet. And then if you look at this, Deb was going,
Yeah, there's.
Yeah, there's no movement.
Yeah.
slam and then solid. And
There ain't nothing going on, yeah.
all you want, and nothing's gonna move up there.
That's
so
sturdy.
I was watching her slam and bang and bang, and then she goes off camera over here and starts talking to somebody, and all of a sudden, boom, and then it.
And the bar was full and they look at me like, Dad, what did you just do? I didn't do nothing.
What was happening in the bar at the time?
Just,
What kind of
Was it
night was it? Was it
karaoke
karaoke
or-
night?
no, it was not karaoke night. Nope.
Was there any theme
There
going
was
on
something
that
going
night?
on that night.
I don't remember. I can't
It was
remember what
busy.
was going on that
When
night.
was that? I mean, when was it? Like a year ago?
Oh, no. What?
October, right?
Last
So that's kind of seems
couple
big.
months?
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it on a busy night?
Yes. The bar was full. I had everybody. It was later.
Like Friday, Saturday?
I'd have to go look. I can't.
Oh,
I saved
okay.
it, so I'm not exactly sure what
Yeah.
day it was. But it was a weekend. Yep.
I just kind of wonder if something was going on that maybe Christmas spirit off or something.
I can't remember what was going on that night.
You know?
There was something going on
Yeah.
that night.
This experience was actually documented on the camera. As you can see, the Crown Royal bottle falls and knocks another bottle right off the shelf.
I thought it was karaoke, but
Nope, it wasn't karaoke.
Maybe they just wanted a drink. Could be as simple as
Maybe
that
you're sitting
too.
at the bar and they wanted a drink and you wouldn't serve them.
And we were trying to figure out, that's up there is our wall of deceased veterans that used to come down here all the time, and we were trying to figure out if one of them drank Southern Comfort maybe. But none of it come, yeah.
What's the challenge for Wall of Fame? I'm just curious.
I do different all the time. I did a Fury of Wings one.
Oh,
I
okay.
also had a hot dog challenge.
Okay.
I also had a beer mug challenge, marshmallow challenge.
Got any challenges today?
No, I do it for 2 weeks usually, so I'm trying to think of something new
Okay.
to do. So yeah, I change it up every
there
2
there
weeks.
is a find.
I have Elf on the Shelf. Have you heard of that? We have Jack and Diane. They're hidden in the bar, and you got to find both of them. And if you find both of them, you get a free drink. And it's
Nice.
amazing because we have 70 and 80-year-old men down here looking for Elf on the Shelf. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I have my phone here. Light on my phone.
I don't have that app on my phone yet.
I do, but I don't.
What are you looking
A
for?
flashlight app?
I got it.
Okay.
My light's burnt out in here, so but this
Yeah,
is the old boiler or the boiler room.
I don't know if I have that.
Okay, yeah.
Don't fall in. You guys can go in there if you want.
Alright, if I sneak through here. Ooh,
Watch that first
Yeah.
step.
I have
That actually goes outside. There's a couple doors.
no, I'm not going to put it on that.
I mean, it wasn't even a song that
no
anybody could.
significance at that time of day that you know of?
Not that I know, but it was the same song every day.
You guys want to take a do the year though?
What song was it?
I don't even remember. I couldn't find it on the jukebox.
What did it sound like?
It was old.
It's like a chunk of the
Like
building. We got like
40?
3 buckets of them on it.
But I don't know what song it was.
singing or just music?
Nope, there was singing too. But it was probably maybe 50s. I don't know what year it was, but I looked for, to find out.
Yeah.
Usually it'll say what the song is, it'll come up on the jukebox, and it
Yeah.
didn't come up at all. So it's like,
So you don't
can't even-
remember anything, no?
No.
Any words or
I don't.
scared you, didn't it?
It did. It's like, what the heck is going on here? But I know everybody's got apps on their phone and they play the jukebox or whatever, but this was a song that nobody would have.
So sometimes.
In that door?
Yeah, I'll show you.
That's awesome.
It's actually, we made it into our beer cooler.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh,
really cool.
okay. Yeah, it's,
That's the old bank door.
yep,
That's
it's
the
an
old
old bank
vault.
door. We're trying to figure, I mean, it says up here Southwest Minnesota something, and I don't know, and then it's. It'd be cool to-
Southwestern.
Yeah, Minnesota. And this one is
Minnesota.
something safe.
Yeah,
Log
something
company.
comfy.
Yeah, no, it's so cool. It'd be so cool to restore it, but then.
Coffee house / dining room. You'll have breakfast during the morning. Do you guys do dinner here too, or no? We do dinner over at the lounge. Oh. Or coffee drinks. Working on a Mural building.
Oh, on the other side, okay.
So, yeah, this has kind of my stuff in it. She's trying to. We had all these rips in these chairs like this. Isn't that cool? So I'm redoing the. Yeah, these I put. This is all Pipestone.
I was just gonna say that.
Right after you did that, I kind of had my guard up and like.
Yeah.
Right here.
Oh, that's Charlie. Okay.
Oh my goodness, this is so cool.
You want to stand where I'm standing?
Yeah, this is really unique how the history is on this.
Kelly?
Is it Kelly?
I'm Tammy.
Tammy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's her.
What was your bartender's name downstairs?
Deb.
So, is a lot of those paintings when we first walked in are those ones that you did, or
Uh-huh.
those are really nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I was looking at some of your stuff up there. It's nice.
Thank you. Thanks.
Is it all for sale?
Um,
Some of it? Maybe?
Which-
Possibly?
What are you?
You know, I was looking, I didn't get a chance to
You mean
admire them
these
both,
over
but.
here?
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah, no, those are my daughters. And
Oh.
Your daughter did those?
no, they're paintings of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, like, about the native guy.
Oh, that one I did for a poster for tobacco used in a sacred way, and they distributed it like, out to different tribes and stuff. And then the other one is Richie, and he was a friend of mine that was homeless in Pittsburgh. When I worked with the National Coalition for the Homeless for raising awareness on homelessness and doing a project with them for about 10 years.
Okay.
So, but he was one of the people that I met
You
at
should
the
step
time.
outside. It's best to walk out for a little bit. Yeah. I would step outside.
Okay.
If you're feeling a certain way, I would step outside. Get some fresh air.
Are you feeling a certain way from in here?
It's just like, since we've entered the building, I've just felt sick.
Oh, really? Okay.
Maybe go
Maybe-
outside and try to ground yourself a little bit.
I would do that. I would step outside for a couple minutes. But if you feel like continue to feel sick out there, though, maybe let us know too, so we can.
Right. I don't know if it's me or not, but
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah, you're pretty close.
Are you from Pittsburgh?
Huh?
Are you from Pittsburgh?
No, I'm not. I am from New Mexico. Grew up in Texas. Yeah.
Oh,
I've been here
New
for
Mexico.
18 years.
I went to Lincoln County a few years
Here, I'm
ago.
just gonna walk you through the kitchen real quick before we get busy.
Yeah,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, we can shut that. That's fine.
I mean, I don't know if she had it all the way shut, but
Yeah. There we go.
Things like displays.
Yeah, definitely some strange stuff.
Oh, you're buying the knives.
Yeah, I know, right?
Keep on walking.
That's what I saw.
It's got the right angles.
But it's not like things were being like floated up and then a door kept swinging open, open and closed.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
It would be interesting to go in there after you guys are all done.
That
do
is
it
the most
easy.
interesting part.
Go in.
That's you.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
that's the only place I don't like to walk around in the dark.
Oh.
Okay.
I have been in the hotel by myself and I've walked all over the place in the dark.
So in my dreams, we were in the second room and the dishes were being floated up and moved around and a door was swinging back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And she just told me that that's where they're putting the new dishwasher and they're going to reorganize that room. So I'm wondering if the dream wasn't a little bit of like, they're messing with my space and this is what's going to happen. Because nothing felt violent, it just felt like there was a lot of upheaval. And for 3 nights in a row, I had that same dream of the things being floated and moved around.
Okay, yeah.
So
That'd be really interesting too. We
Yes.
should get some EVP sessions in there.
definitely need to try
We
that
gotta
out
do that.
tonight because they evidently have an opinion.
It's a little anger about it.
A little
Yeah.
frustration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's all I have to say.
we're talking about.
You don't need to.
And it went away when we got out. Yeah. So. But it's funny, I could breathe fine in the kitchen,
But that
but
one
in that one spot, I
specific
couldn't
area.
breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't breathe. So.
Right when you come in?
It's like
Before you
right,
went around?
right by kind of
back
where
room?
those tables were, where
Oh.
Dana had to sit down.
Yeah, no, see, I was getting,
Both April and I were
Well,
feeling
yeah, I
the
would say,
same.
oh, I'm not feeling anything, and then bam, I
should
should go.
go.
We should probably
I
check on
agree.
it.
I'm not sure which would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but.
You can go outside and see where she has that.
Might be out the front door. Help a little?
Yeah, a little bit. My head doesn't hurt as
Justin's
much
gonna
as it did.
interrogate you and ask you about your experience.
Oh boy.
Would it be okay if I do?
Yeah, that's fine.
So what exactly was going on in there? You said you went in there and you said since you entered the building, you just been feeling.
Yeah, like literally I was fine on the drive here, fine in the parking lot, and then like we came in and like ever since like we just walked in the lobby and like we were waiting for you guys to get here, it's like just the whole time I've just felt like sick and like I've had like this pounding headache that just won't go away.
This pounding headache. Wow. Is it? Do you feel like nauseated with it, or is it just like the headache?
Kind
part?
of like my stomach's just queasy, like, and then just like my head hurts like all the time, and then like I came out here and sat down and like I feel fine for the most part.
But you didn't feel this way before you
No,
went into the building.
no, it's literally like because we parked in the back and then took that back hallway down by the kitchen. That's how we got in. And like yeah,
Yeah.
once we
How do you? I was gonna say, do you think it was something? Maybe it just came about naturally. Do you think it's something there might have been triggering that in there, like as far as like paranormal activity, or?
No, I think it's just like over like what they said this building's like 130 years old or something. It's just a lot of residual energy. I think that's all just kind of pounding on me at the same time.
Did it feel
Yeah.
worse in one particular area over the other? Would you say or not?
Definitely when we were down in like not the kitchen, but well, was it the kitchen? Back in the storage room where they had like the sheets and like all yeah, down there. And then I think probably when I first walked into, was it 207? That was the one in the corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one with the single bed?
Yeah, the green one. Yeah, I was like, yeah, because I remember I said I walked in there and I'd opened the closet and almost threw up. And that was probably the worst room so far.
So do you still have your headache? Has it gone away kind of?
It has gone away. Like, yeah, it was like all up here in the front and it was like pounding, and then I kept getting like a pain right back here at the base of my skull on the right side. But yeah, I'm fine now.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I would just remember to step outside if it gets too intense.
Yeah.
If there's something bugging you like that, or if you feel, just step outside or go sit down, take a break.
Yeah.
And just do whatever you have to do to get over that, because I know it can just keep on going and going and going. Too,
right.
So, yeah.
So you going with you or you're going to leave?
I'll just go really quick, and if you do anything, just placing it.
Blueberry Hill.
Wow.
Blue. This is blue.
Yeah. This is pretty
Yeah.
cool. Ooh, Blueberry Hill. Yeah, I think that they named a lot of the rooms after, in the 80s, after things that they liked, you know, songs and things like that.
That was on the 80s.
I know, are we all humming the song now?
Yeah, that was done in the 80s.
Blueberry Hill, where they grow 411.
So young.
Yeah,
At
old
409,
parents.
I was working at 409 one time.
I'd probably recognize it if I heard it.
Past 410, and the door was actually propped open because somebody had had a dog in there and they were trying to air it out. And we're gonna have to rip the carpet out and stuff, so. And it was like really, it was like in January, it was like so quiet here, there was not anyone in the hotel, it was just empty. It was just me and there was a worker down there somewhere. But I went by the room and the light was on. I'm like, darn, why didn't they turn the lights out? You know, geez, look at the electricity in this big old building, you know. So I flipped the light off and I go into 409 and I start painting, and then I come out of 409 and the light's still off. And anyway, I kind of like look around in there and I go in there and I get inside the elevator and I'm standing in the elevator, kind of like looking, and all of a sudden the thing started to close. And the light switched on. Yeah. And another thing that happened to me up on this floor is when I was in 409, I came out, or actually no, that's what we painted the walls blue, and I just brought up these photographs, and I hung up the photographs, and I'm standing here, and I'm looking at the photographs, and I kind of get back here. And I'm like looking to see how the photos look, and I looked down and you could see the bottom part of a woman holding a doll from the cradle. I'm like, oh, somebody's here, I better go see what, you know, because I didn't check anybody in. So I got in the elevator, go down there, and she's not there, and the doll's where the doll usually is. But she's sitting there in that pink chair to the right.
That's really interesting too. I tell it. And was it clear as day too?
Oh yeah, I thought it
Okay.
was a lady sitting down there. You know, I thought she was somebody that needed some, but she was in a dress, you know, and I was like, ah. But I was like in a hurry because I'm like, you know, you just kind of catch them and then you turn around, and I'm just expecting to go down there and find somebody, you know, to check in to the hotel, but nobody was here, so no one to check in. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, yeah, this area up here though, the 4th floor, whenever the bellboy went to, there was a guy, I guess I have to go back. There was a guy that ran the front desk, but it was Valentine's Day. He wanted the night off, so there was another couple, there was an elderly couple that decided to come in and watch the hotel for them so that they could go out for Valentine's Day. And anyway, the fire erupted, broke out, shot up the chimney like where I showed you earlier, you know, and the bellboy came in and asked the couple, did you get everybody out? And of course they're like, well, we tried to call everybody, but they couldn't do stairs. There was no elevator then, so everybody had to do the stairs. So he ran up the stairs. And he gets on the first floor and he runs back and forth and gets everybody out. And then he says that he goes to the second floor, or the third floor here, and he runs back and forth down the halls, getting everyone out. And he says he got it up about a quarter of the way up the stairs there, and he looked up and it was just black. He couldn't get up here. So then he turned back around and ran back down the stairs. And then, but they said that there were people leaping out of the windows onto like canvas stretchers, down below, and then there was one guy that perished in the fire. But it was from smoke inhalation, not flames.
What room was that again? The guy died in?
Well, that's kind of a debatable kind of thing, nobody's 100% sure of what his room was because everybody thought that it was 308. And that's where everybody always says they always get the activity, I guess, from 308, and they call that Charlie's room. However, if you listen to the bellboys telling you that he's running up here and then he can't make it and somebody dies of smoke inhalation, he got everybody out on the second and third floor. And then he also says, I don't know why the guy, he says, I felt so sorry for him. He's just like the quietest guy. I don't know why he didn't just jump out the window onto the building. There is no window that you can jump out onto the building in 308.
But there is on the floor.
There is on the fourth floor.
It's very interesting.
Back there? Is there a way to get on the roof from there? Just got mixed up in the legend.
There is. You can go out the window onto the next building if you were there. But this also, like on the third and fourth floor, was also kind of at one time. Well, it was built for the railroads, so I think it was like configured a little bit differently because they say further down the halls there was another door where they would put like people that really cheap rooms, like if you had a driver or something and you were going to stay in a nicer room and you were going to put your driver up, you'd put them up in those rooms down here, and I think that goes into the back stairwell, that area too. But they had like a wall dividing them. And then after the trains kind of slowed down, when automobiles and gasoline and everything else, it turned into a bus stop. And it was a bus station at the time of the fire in 1944. So it's been many different things. It didn't have an elevator. There was no elevator or anything. The third and fourth floor were also used as kind of like a flop house, kind of where you come, and they had like little kitchens put in them so that you could come and off the farm. It's like really bad in the winter time, and you can come in here and live at the Calumet for the winter. And then there were other people that just came here to live, So I mean, there's no telling, how many people, what's truly happened here, how many people have passed away here. And we've even had recent deaths that no one really gets reported, that you don't have in a history book or you don't have a way of finding.
Here? Hotel?
Yeah. So unless you work here, you probably wouldn't know about it. Or you don't always. The hotel is 130 years old, so I can't even imagine. We used to have doorways that went into the next building that was also a brothel. You talk to Pizza Ranch, they'd let you go up in the brothel maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, now it's above Pizza Ranch.
That's
So
really
that'll
interesting.
cost us a pizza, huh?
Yeah, probably.
We'll buy
Probably cost you
the dinner
pizza.
buffet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the back stairway that lit on fire, or was on fire.
Well, that's where the smoke was coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have different storage rooms and stuff. A lot of people don't like going into these rooms. I don't know, these are just storages. You know, the hotel has off and on had some damage in some areas. I haven't even gotten in here and looked really. I don't even know what's here. To the edge. I had somebody come in here the other day and say, could you just make me a path so I can go in there and see what's in there?
Golden chances.
Yeah. So for the name.
There's hope then, right?
Yeah, we are actually changing the names because I don't know how I would, we're trying to do more of a theme hotel, you know, so that, and have more grounding in the history and different things that are for this area. So I look at the names up here and I'm thinking, how can I make a theme with I do, or I take you home again, Kathleen, or I do might be easier, but then I walk in that room and I go, do. It's nothing, it's just like a regular room. And I'll have to look and see what rooms are empty. I'll have to look and see what rooms are empty, but whatever you want to put it down. Yeah, they had, we just had this back wall repaired. That's why they had to bust out some of our drywall. So it used to look prettier than this, but they had to knock out some of it to see what was behind it.
See, that's what I was telling you about my camera. It sees through all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but this stairwell stays empty most of the time. It's just, this is just a fire escape. We don't put anything in it. It's just.
So the guests don't take this way today? This is
No.
like private?
No, this is just a, and I don't know, there might be snow out here, but this is the rooftop. No snow.
Thank you.
Just watch your step. So loud in there. This is where all of the fans, the ACs, the elevator, all the controls and everything are up here. A lot of people really hate coming up here, but I don't know, I think it's kind of neat. I found lots of old stuff in here.
Nice. That's really interesting.
I suppose it's like the attic, huh?
It's a really nice view up here too of the city, and yeah. Yes, thank you.
Careful walking on that ice. Yeah, don't get too close to the edge.
So,
No, I can't even think about it.
I mean, we're only one story above where they were leaking from, so.
Where's that
other building
that they would jump onto?
That's a museum there.
I could tell that was a firehouse the minute I saw that, just the way the doors were set up.
Yeah, and when the Calumet was built, there was another Calumet that was across the street. They actually built it. Fire. He was trying to
Oh, okay.
get people out,
What's
and they rebuilt the Calumet here, and they didn't have a fire department when the other one burned down. So when they rebuilt the Calumet, they made the fire department right across the street.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's kind of cool. So what's the story on the water tower? How come it's made out of cement like that instead of like steel? Is it like a watchtower then too? Or? I mean, you don't see water towers like that.
You know, that's our historic water tower.
Oh,
We have
it's not
other
a
water
usable one.
towers.
Okay. What's that building?
That one is Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, you got a nice view of historic houses, the church, museum, and
yeah? It's not as windy up here as you'd think it would be.
No, sometimes it is though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of a really nice day today.
All right.
And this one here, that's the Seaport site too. All of these are.
I always wanted to own an old building like that, redstone building.
Yeah. And the city hall used to be right here. It's gone. So the whole town used to be just like the center of it used to be. This was the epicenter. And the quarries are out here.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Another building, pretty cool. Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
don't peek in there.
Yeah, we'll stay away from that window.
I just wanted to peek over the edge with a little bit safer things there in case
I know, I'm like, this is really solid.
Oh, I was going to say, that's someone's room there, so let's not peek in there, just in case.
Don't peek in
And
there.
then,
Oh, there's a room in there? Oh, that's somebody's room?
Yeah.
Oh, this is like this is like the hub for,
They're probably in there and they're probably...
for trains.
We should start jumping around and making them freak like, oh my god, ghosts!
This was like
We
a
don't
hub
want to do
for.
that. That would be-
Okay.
They used to say that the Calumet was the finest hotel between Minneapolis and Denver,
Really?
and this used to be kind of like the Chicago of for trains.
Okay.
You know, where all the trains kind of met here. It was like a central station.
So how did agriculture play a part in that then? I suppose that was pretty big for agriculture then too, having the tracks right here.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
We're
Did
a
they?
huge farming agricultural community.
Yeah.
So,
Did they ship the quartzite around the country a lot then too?
I would
know?
imagine that they did on the rails. They have
Yeah.
a depot that's actually still, it's a Native American gift shop that's up by the quarries.
How far up is the quarry?
And they say there used to be a train track that ran right by the quarry. And then there's where the Three Maidens are, there's a big creek or big lake behind that. And that was an actual quarry. That
Okay.
wasn't
So they
really a
filled it in
lake.
with
It was
water.
like, yeah, it was kind of a man-made
They do
lake.
that a lot up north too.
Yeah.
At the quarries up there, and they put fish in.
Yeah, I know we're definitely planning on checking out more of the town tomorrow too, just to
Yeah.
check, just to see where everything is, and
Oh, it's amazing how much
Yeah.
history Pipestone has,
Yeah.
you know, and how much it is so interesting. I don't believe I've ever lived in a town that has so much history in a small town.
What county is this then? This
Pipestone?
Pipestone County too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is that stairwell.
Okay.
oh, the stairwell there. Okay.
Yeah. I saw some bare footprints up here.
Yeah.
Some bare footprints. Yeah.
Roof feels pretty solid. Looks pretty new.
Yeah. I've been meaning to get up here. This door was damaged by the wind.
Oh, really? Wow.
A little extra air doesn't hurt.
We were just waiting in the warm.
Thank you.
Nice out there.
It is. Isn't it beautiful day? Hey Justin, look out for that spider up there.
Oh yeah. I'm not a big spider fan.
Making sure it's in the warm.
You gotta get that for atmosphere.
Yeah, atmosphere. I'll pass on that.
Creepy spider on your YouTube video?
Adds the creek reserve.
Yeah, adds to the atmosphere.
I'll get a sheet of the empty rooms and see
Oh,
what
okay.
the other ones that you
Are these the original fixtures then too, Tammy?
They tried to save as much as they could. I'm not sure what is original and what's not, but I do know that they used to say that they had a coal burning stove, you know, and
Oh, down in the basement?
gas lighting, and
Yeah.
so they would have had to been kind of retrofitted.
You know, I was thinking about what you said about that safe down there.
I was gonna say it's still
You know, the freezer part where the safe is. What's behind that wall?
Yeah.
It looks like on that brick there that they kind of, that you could probably like drill a hole through there and get one of those corner cameras, feed it in there and see what's back there.
Yeah, that'd be kind of a neat idea. I have another empty spot that I would wonder about.
Yeah, I don't want somebody to trip on it. It's a nice chair.
Yeah, and of course, you know,
It doesn't have a
308.
name, right? It doesn't have a fancy name on it.
There's no name on that one. That's Charlie's room. Go in there. Yeah, we haven't gone in there yet.
You can take a quick peek in it.
It's the little one. The little bit of one.
It's full of activity.
Feel the energy first. No. Can you?
Yeah, there you go.
I'll open it for you. I'll open it for you. Watch, I can't open the door. That would be hilarious. Is it top or bottom or both?
I think it's the bottom.
You know, when I was in the modeling, that window was like
Welcome to my crib. Oh, this is cool. Because this has got that kitchen I think I heard talking about. Could have made some mac and cheese. Okay. Yeah,
Wow, that's the only light in this room. Yeah, there's only one light, so it's gonna be nice and pretty.
Pushed against the wall. Right when I walked in, I'm being pushed against this
I'm
wall.
having a hard time entering.
Like, and then, yeah,
Is everything okay over there?
I'm getting, right when I walked in,
I'm actually
I'm being
surprisingly
pushed
okay
against
in
this wall.
room.
Yeah.
I'm having a very
Almost
hard
pushed.
time moving in.
Oh, it's
I feel okay. Yeah, look, I'm like he's
Look
the
at
little thing on the wall.
It's you.
Here, I'll turn the light on so you can actually see it.
Okay, I'm gonna try to push through that wall.
Yeah, come on.
Once
Come on.
you get past that
Yeah.
area right there, come over here. I'm a little better now. It takes a minute though.
Doesn't much. Clap off.
Oh wow.
Right here. And the ghost is coming out.
There we go. Okay.
It worked, Heather.
Stay.
Oh, look at that.
Now go off.
This is so old. I think I would freak. I didn't get my
I'm
voice
like-
coming in because my camera wasn't set up.
Yeah, this is supposed to be like the super haunted room, and I'm like surprisingly okay in here.
Okay at the moment.
It's not a fear thing. It's a wall.
right here,
It's a
too.
wall thing. Like
Yeah, see, I didn't
there's a
think that.
wall of energy, but there's no fear. I haven't felt fear anywhere in this
No,
building.
but like I don't feel
Just-
sick in this room like I
It's
did
like,
in
don't
like
come in
307.
here.
Just
It's
emotions
so
are like, here's a big wall of
207.
energy,
You're right.
is what it is.
I've
There's a big
got
wall of
chills
energy.
right now down my back.
Yeah.
Come over here.
See, over by 207,
Yeah.
I kept feeling like something was coming up behind me. And that's why, so far, that room's way creepier than this room.
I can't tell what's
gonna push through it.
paranormal and what's just hunger anymore.
I can do it.
And my heart is like racing.
Yeah.
Is
I
it?
think it's, this
I'm
room,
gonna test my limits. So if you hear a,
you
knock
just
at the
text
door.
me, or, you know, one of us.
actually I'll probably be lying in bed like texting you like, like I'm not be able to move.
But I think we'll,
Sorry for letter stepping out of that area.
I think we'll, it's a good idea.
Everything
for
okay
us
back
to
there?
Just in different teams, try out the different
Okay.
rooms.
Oh yeah, that's the plan.
She said she felt chills.
But when it's
So
time,
it'll be time.
it's gonna be like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning before
Okay. Maybe we should head back out there in a
you
minute.
need me to put a psychic bubble in.
No, I
Oh no, I mean they're probably waiting
Put
for
your
us
own
to then.
psychic bubble? Good.
All right.
I'm
That's
putting
really
a
cool.
psychic bubble when I'm ready to sleep.
Yeah, I need food and then nap, and then I'll be good.
I I just need food. I'm good
Everyone
now.
knows the key.
Can you walk into right towards the bathroom door and see?
Yeah, I wonder what you go through.
I almost like felt like whispers in my ears too when I was standing
Did your
there.
ears get like
Something back there?
tingly?
No, I just hear like static because I do hear like, but like when you hear things, sometimes it's so fast, it's like static or bells or it's like. Do you feel it right there? You move closer into like the doorway.
I can't.
You can't, yeah. It's like almost like someone got trapped in there when there was a fire and they were trying to get out. I don't know. I feel like someone was stuck in there at one point and they couldn't get out of there. But I could be wrong.
How'd the fire start?
Started in the kitchen, I believe.
I was gonna say maybe
Yeah.
that's the kitchen. And the other kitchen, no.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
I got chills.
Us.
Can you say one of our names?
Paranormal?
Paranormal.
I was like, how do you even tell the difference
Can
in
you
the
say a
voices?
name of someone in this room? Jack?
Jack. Yeah, Jack's in the room.
Tammy. Can you say?
Sure,
Can you
Tammy,
keep
go.
going with that and say other people's names?
It killed it.
Yeah. He's like, I'm done talking.
It killed it. It said Tammy and killed it.
Too much energy.
Well, I know we picked
Yeah.
out Jack. I don't know.
Got Jack.
And
Jack and Tammy, I heard.
Paranormal.
I'm not
Heard the word
feeling it.
Paranormal.
Yeah. It calmed right down in here. There's nothing.
Yeah, they're gonna be looking for that, they're probably looking for the elves.
Nothing in here anymore.
Oh.
All right. Welcome to the show.
I am the boss, and they were like, Tammy, run.
Tammy. We know her.
Yeah.
She's just gonna vacuum. Dang it. Yeah. So I've had the most luck with this app. Like it's crazy. But
Yeah.
every time like something big happens, it shuts it off.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't touch it.
Happened.
Yeah.
Is that an obelisk? Or no?
It's the SB7 Spirit Box app.
Oh, okay.
And I've gotten stuff from it every time I've used it.
Yeah.
So
I'm not feeling anything in this room anymore.
I had a lady that was here, she's like a paranormal researcher in California, she finds missing persons. And she works with the police department stuff. But she was in here with a little recorder and got voices, you know. She got voices in 209 and 311 and I think up here too.
Oh, 209 is another room we have, so that's interesting.
That's
Yeah.
the one that like.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one that we liked.
Yeah. Yeah, I came in here and redid I put the cartographer up here because that's what he was. He was a
That's really
cartographer and he was traveling. And he was here to map the county. So I put the county map. And
I like that. That's
you
beautiful.
can
Yeah,
see
that is
this
really
is like
nice.
Pipestone. And this is all the railroads coming to Pipestone. Like all of these, see, all the, like a spider.
So you know when you look at that, Tammy, from over here, it almost looks like it's etched in there,
It does kind of.
Yeah.
doesn't it? It
Yeah,
looks like
definitely.
someone went through there and chiseled that
Really
stuff in
beautiful
there.
work.
Thanks.
Yeah. He actually looks like my old buddy Brooks. That guy does. Brooks died a few years ago.
That's so weird.
What happened? It was random.
And then there's something interesting about this compass though. Because I got my daughter Ashley, the one that, got the selfie, you know, the selfie one. And she was in here helping me because it was getting.
What the heck?
It just turned itself back on.
It's back again, yeah.
Continue with the
I
names,
feel
please.
I saw a little
Did
dot
you guys
there.
hear, or was that your app turning on? Like
My
that?
app turned itself back on.
Okay, like that noise was the app, okay.
So now which way is True North though from here?
But we were painting and we were trying to finish up, and I asked her if she could come in and help me. So she was finishing up on the compass, and we were both. That's the last thing we finished, and that was my phone that time.
Message.
Yeah, message. That way I know it's me. And then, anyway, we get all done and we're like, oh, it looks good. And we're standing here for a while looking at it going, did we forget anything? Did we do anything? No, everything is fine. So then a guest comes and checks in up here, and they come up and they go, is there a reason why you didn't put Southwest on the map, on the compass?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, well, probably because Charlie didn't finish mapping it before he passed away. But
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
we didn't even realize that we didn't do Southwest on the map, on the compass. We thought we were done and we left, and then I called Ashley, did you realize we didn't do Southwest? She's like, no.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we both had to come up here and look to really see if Southwest was,
So is that really true then? He didn't finish the county?
yeah.
Subliminally, like unconsciously. Wow.
Yeah.
That is that is your, how would you say that, the world talking to you? The universe talking.
Just as amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
And then these are our dolls.
Yeah, I know.
Our
They're really.
babies.
Is there a story to these? I want to take a
Not really. They were here when I got here, and everybody seems to like. You don't want to mess with them or move them, I guess.
Oh my god, I love it. There's no eyes. I actually have a lamp in my bedroom that's an old like porcelain doll where the head came off and then they put a light bulb inside the head.
No, blame.
They're kind of old and talking, isn't it?
No, it's not old.
They made it,
someone just made
but it's a new doll.
Yeah, this little baby doll. I don't know. Some guests find it outside their rooms. I don't know how it gets there. I don't know how it gets there. If another guest is moving it, or if somebody else is like moving it, or what. But we did have a guy that was staying here, and he was by himself. He had checked in. He told me at a meeting in the morning. He's like, I need to get some rest. I have a meeting. He goes and checks into a room, and he calls and he asks the girl, "Can you come and find my TV changer? Because I lost my TV changer. I just had it and I can't find it." And so she comes up there, and of course it's sitting on the table. Here it is, you know. He's like, I looked there, it wasn't there. And then he calls down, could you tell the people in the next room to be quiet? She's like, nobody's in the next room. Okay. So then he says the walls just started banging, like banging on the walls and banging on this wall and banging on that wall. So then he opened the door, and this doll's sitting outside, staring at the room. So then he called downstairs again and said, you know, that he couldn't stay here and come upstairs and right away. And so Bree runs upstairs right away and gets up there, and he has his luggage ready to go, and he runs, and he wouldn't get in the elevator. He's running down the stairs and right out the door, and he would not come back in the building. This one here, when I was in the room and I was painting, I don't know, have you all been seeing this room since you have the key?
No, I haven't been in this
Oh,
room yet.
that's
Yeah, we were.
I wasn't.
Oh, you weren't. Oh, okay. Well, you have to look at the wall to know what I'm talking about.
Beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
But I was in there painting. I had my ladder out.
Did you do that
So
one?
you do,
Yeah.
so you do
Wow.
the painting and whatnot here?
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
Yeah. Really
anyway,
pretty.
I'm over there and painting away, and all of a sudden I hear really heavy footsteps running down the hall, and they get to the doorway, and I'm waiting for them to knock, and nobody knocks. Yeah, you need to turn on your heater.
Oh, you guys
Oh my God, Tammy, that's so good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it really
and
is.
then, anyway, so I get down off the ladder.
the name on the door? Let's see. Roses.
Victorian
Vista.
And I unlocked the door, so that if they came back again, then they could just push the door open, that they don't have to have a key or anything to get in. And that way I won't have to keep getting down off the ladder to let them in. So, and then that way they would know where I was too, you know. So I get back up there and I'm painting some more and painting some more, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 to the door. But I'm like waiting. I'm like, the door's open. Nobody comes in. So then I'm like still up there. I didn't get off the ladder this time because I'm like, well, the door's open, you know. And so I keep painting, boom, 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 to the door again. And I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, somebody must be running around. And we didn't have anybody checked in the hotel except for one guy up in 400, and he was kind of, he wouldn't come out of his room. So I knew it wasn't him running, you know. So then I called Karen on this phone, and I said, you know, asked her where she was. She said she was at the front desk, and I said, well, where's Nick? And she says, he's in the pub. And I'm like, can you see him on the camera? And she goes, yeah. And I said, well, somebody's running around up here, so you need to, let's do a walkthrough and make sure, you know, find out who's running around in the hotel, because I said there's like these heavy footsteps keep running by the room. And so she says, okay, I'll be right there. So she came up, and we went through the entire hotel, like pushed every door that was vacant. We went into every room. We looked through the entire hotel. Nobody. So then she says, oh, you're probably just getting used to the noises at night, you know, in that room. You're probably just not used to it. So, like, yeah, you're probably right. So we come back in here, you know, because your mind is just trying to make sense of it anyway after a while, you know. So then we come back in here. We're standing about right here, and we're talking, you know, about she wanted to see the mural. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to put a gazebo over here. I'm going to do this and that. And all of a sudden, boom, 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 to the room. Karen took off running to the door, flings that door open, and looks both ways. Nobody in there. She's like, you weren't hearing things. She said, there's really somebody running in this room. And then when I was painting the mural over here, I could hear like voices. And I know the voices from the pub carry, so I know what that sounds like. But these sound like muffled voices from another room. They didn't sound like they were, like when it comes from the pub, you can hear that kind of echo sound. But this sounded like it was coming from a very closed box. You know, it wasn't like yelling or giggling or anything that you hear from the streets. Because I mean, I was in here for a while, and people were partying downstairs, and I can hear them laughing and talking, and hear people walking by and talking, but no, this was different. So I could hear voices of a lady and some kids in here, and giggling and stuff. So yeah. So I don't know. I thought those were odd. I experienced more in this room than I did in 308. So. And I painted in 308 and I painted in here. So I was in both of them late at night by myself, you know, or overnight sometimes. So
Makes you wonder if the the voices you hear, you know, like the mother or children, maybe the children are running up and doing that, you know.
yeah.
Or you in? Or I left
Yeah, well, we kind of, like we said, every time I start painting, it seems like something starts happening. So they're just coming to watch. I think they just want to watch you paint, I think.
Want to see what you create.
Yeah.
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 Do you have pens in here or no?
Have pens?
No.
And like
Sometimes people have pens.
No.
I don't know.
They like stick pens or.
Yeah.
No, like a pen and a
Could be a lot of
notepad.
Give your doll. They started hearing a dog barking, you know, and he had a little dog. So anyway, one of the workers came up here to try to track down like where the dog was barking, and she came into the room and found me had a heart attack in here, but the dog
I was gonna say, right?
in
Yeah.
here for the yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just
I was
survived.
saying she was literally just saying that like her
Right,
chest
yeah.
was hurting.
I've been holding like this ever since I
Yeah.
was living.
Yeah, and
What room is this?
311.
311?
And they did get voices in here the last time they were, with the little EVP, they got voices.
We should try to
Somebody
check
said
out
they were
this room.
Edward.
Definitely.
Edward?
Yeah. Sounded Norwegian sounding, because
Hmm.
they let me listen to it, and it sounded like it was saying Edward, but with a Norwegian accent. So,
It's really interesting.
Actually, literally getting like a hanging feeling.
I can't say if I am or not because I have
Yeah.
this on my neck, so I can't really like.
Yeah,
See.
I'm
Like
literally.
you feel like there's actually like a noose around your neck?
Yeah, like I'm literally feeling stretched. Yeah. Like over there, my chest hurt, but I came over
I
here
feel
and
like-
felt like almost pulled. Yeah.
anything in 130 years.
That's right.
Exactly, yeah.
This pipe? I'll say the
I was
pipe's
just gonna
perfect
say
height
the
for
pipe.
Mm-hmm.
It's right over here. It's right over here.
Like
and
right
I
up here,
literally
yeah.
feel like I'm being pulled up.
No pipe. Right here.
Oh,
I couldn't film in here at all because.
It's okay. I got everything in here.
That bathroom too, though.
Yeah, I haven't been. I couldn't go in there. You and I, April, are very much in sync tonight. Have you noticed?
Oh, I always go off of other
yeah,
people too.
like we're
I,
amplifying each other.
it's like a push. Like I know it's cold, so that might be a little bit of it, but it's like almost a tingly when you put your hand in there.
Called Project Origin, and we sort of go to like historical buildings.
Okay.
There's a real love and passion for the history. So sort of we're going to origin name comes from.
Right.
Sometimes if there's like paranormal activity attached to that, we'll
Sure.
put that into the mix, and then we do a documentary.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like a YouTube series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
you okay with the door open? Like that's not gonna be an issue for you?
It's fine.
People walk by or like peek in and they're like, what's going on in here?
All right.
Thank you for coming over on such short notice.
Well, yes, yeah, you're lucky. I just got back into town and not one about 10, 15 minutes ago, so. You're lucky.
Good timing.
Well, I don't know about that. After you hear me, you probably won't be nearly as excited to say.
All right.
Myron,